D-Roy Cruz, your life applications officer on my Cruise for Christ channel. Let's do this again. This one here I'll call a dialogue. It's part 2 of the one I just did, but I'll call it a dialogue. Let's dialogue. These videos will go into a playlist on on this channel once the strikes are removed from me from my other channel, and then I'm going to try to hopefully get them, re-upload them, or consider them uploads or something on my other channel. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but right now they got me banned from making videos on my Area of One channel because, and it had nothing to do with the 2020 election. They lied. It had to do with Trump, me quoting something that Trump said about transgenders. That's what it was. Now, right now, I'm surprised that hasn't gone viral or going nuts around the nation, him saying that. But oh, trust me, if he makes it in office, or if he makes it to campaign for office, or if once, they pick the next president, he's still around talking in the news or whatever, they will address him about that remark that he made about transgenders, which was true. YouTube, I know what you're trying to do, but I have a right to feel that way. I have a right to distinguish between those that become women when they're fully grown and those that are born women. Those that are born men when they're, from their mother's womb, and those that become men later on in life. I have a right to distinguish that. To distinguish the difference, YouTube. You can take this video down to, I don't care, I'll find another engine and say F the whole thing. If you're going to be this, if you're going to show this much censorship, I'll say to heck with you and move on. Because this is not fair. Donald Trump, as well as myself and anybody else, has a right to distinguish. Period. We're not so dumb that we need you to teach us that any old running the mill can get up and call himself a woman or call himself a man or call herself a man, rather. You're the dumb one to think that you need to censor people on this kind of stuff. So let me get this straight. You can't change biology. Oh, the video just got taken down. You can't change biology into what you want it to be. So what you do is you'll punish and control those by controlling their speech. Control them by what they're allowed to say and what they're not allowed to say. You will control them by that instead of being honest. Because you can't make this honest. You cannot make this honest. It's a lie. There is a difference between those that are born in their mother's womb as males and females to those that choose to be. That have gender dysphoria or whatever and choose to be something else other than what they were biologically. Now, if that's offensive to the transgender community, I'm offended by you being offended about it. You said, oh, we need to protect our YouTube community. No, you don't. You need to control what people say, because the only way you're going to get this trick to work is if you make everybody bow down to it like they had to do Nebuchadnezzar. And I will not bow down to it, YouTube. I don't get no YouTube awards. I don't even get people to watch my videos. I can't get enough people to watch my videos, let alone worrying about what you don't feel I need to say. Ain't nobody watching my videos but you, YouTube. and then censoring stuff that I say that's 100% fact. Now I got to go to work tonight and hear this girl coming at me with some Donald Trump garbage. Get out my face. It's wrong. And that's all there's to it. But that's why they took my video down. They lied. That's why they took the video down. They took the video down because of what I said about trans people. It had nothing to do with the 2020 election like they said. I had to watch the video, all 50 minutes in its entirety, to find that out. But I knew, I was like, what did I say about the 2020 election, except that in the 2020 election, even Democrats, they're the ones that were reporting the fact that everybody was getting these extra packets in the mail so that they could vote more than once. They were trying to provoke you to vote more than once, and people were doing it. And then people were doing stuff like claiming that your dog had a voter registration card and was at the polls voting. Your dead grandmama and everybody else, okay? This went global, all over the news, everywhere. You're telling me that, oh, that was all Donald Trump lying. Well, wait a minute. So you're telling me, let me get this straight. Donald Trump made all these news companies lie for him. Even the Democratic ones that didn't like him. He was able to make them lie for him. If they felt that Donald Trump was off his rocker when he said that, matter of fact, Donald Trump went by what you said. If you asked Donald Trump, who told you that somebody was putting dead people on polls and letting them vote at the polls, putting dead people and putting their golden retriever, name on the polls, name on the voter registration and that to vote. If you ask Donald Trump where you get that information, he's going to tell you he got it from the news. Oh, now you want to say fake news. But when he say fake news, it's never fake news. No. Y'all never even had a conversation about that. Now you want to come and say that, after Donald Trump was the last one to really tell you how he felt about the 2020 election and how he felt that it was stolen. It was the Democrats and the Republican news stations that said it before he said anything about it. He got the information about how the 2020 election was stolen from the Democrats and their news programs, as well as certain Republican groups and their news programs. He was only going by the information that he received. He didn't make it up. He went by the same thing I went by. He went by what he saw in the media. Take this video down. I don't care. It is what it is. It's not you shutting me up and thinking that's going to change it. It's not you banning me from YouTube or banning me from doing videos, or it ain't even the FBI anymore coming into, if cops come in here, that's one thing. If the FBI come in here, I'm going to be like, probably didn't do nothing. Go ahead. You don't know why you're arresting me. None of us know why you're really arresting me, but go ahead. You need to check my underwear closet too? Go ahead. Okay? Whatever you want to do, FBI. Whatever you want to do. Because we know you don't even know why you're here. You just here because somebody told you to be here. And you're not allowed to really disclose who that is, because he doesn't want to be in court for doing something he had no right to do. You can't trust anybody anymore. But I know what this is all leading to. This is all leading to Bible prophecy. I know y'all like, oh my God, here we go, here we go, here we go. If you haven't been on my channel, if you haven't been on this channel, if you haven't been on my Big D channel, not my Big D channel, that's something else. If you haven't been on my Area 1 channel, this is what I talk about on my Area 1 channel. But I do believe, with all my heart, that you can't trust anyone. You know, this whole thing about the FBI able to raid whoever for reasons over our head. You gonna come in my house and find something in here that I didn't know I had. I didn't know that my tax documents, you know, my old W-2s from years ago that are done, I didn't know that there's something on that document that could incriminate me. You know, I took it to H&R Block. They filled out the paperwork for me. They gave me the receipts, okay, and gave me the W-2s back. They cut them apart and give them back to you, okay? And you take them home so that you know the RIS didn't cheat you. Now here we got the IRS and the FBI coming in here claiming that, you know, trying to be an Indian giver, gonna come in here and claim there's something on a document, something in my underwear drawer, or something that I'm not supposed to have. Like I pay attention to any of this stuff. You know. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody. And as more and more people become Christians, and as Christians are censored and not allowed to say things, they're not allowed to use the park, they're not allowed to use the library, they're not allowed to solicit anywhere, they're not allowed to stand in front of nothing, you know, and it happens. They'll be breaking in your house while your wife is walking around in her underwear, claiming that you got something that you didn't know you had that they need to arrest you for. Or claiming that you got something in your house that you didn't know you had that can incriminate you. Incriminate you. Incriminate. Okay? Enough of that. So what if Donald Trump was racist? So what? What if Donald Trump was racist? And my answer is, so what? Because I don't care what he does on his... If you're a racist, that's something that you do with your homies on your day off of work. See, when white people have to go to work and they have to work next to black people, okay, and they have to get up there as a doctor or a lawyer or whatever and represent black people, they have to heal black people, they have to do all these things for black people. There's not very much room for you to express your racism. And it ain't no different for a man in office. And Donald Trump never did get up there and say the N-word, but black people think he's racist. He never did get up there and say, well, this was the fault of black people, but black people think he's racist. Oh, I know what he said wrong. He don't agree with Black Lives Matter. He said he don't agree with Black Lives Matter. Oh, he's a racist because he doesn't believe in Black Lives Matter. He believes he said it out of his mouth. He said he believes it hurts black people instead of helps them. And I agree with him. Okay? He also said that there are some people coming in here from Mexico that are very good people, but the majority of them are gangbangers. They're thugs, criminals, drug traffickers, human traffickers. He said all that. Okay? And I agree with him. But he can do all that. He can say all that and be racist. He can say all that and be not racist. So what does a non-racist man say? Oh, I ain't racist against nobody. Oh, I see you smoking on my front door. Like I don't live here. But, I'm not racist against anybody. I see you coming into the White House with your pants sagging, off your behind. Does that mean you prostituting yourself in my White House, or what's that mean? I ain't racist. Not racist. Not racist. I'm just wondering why your pants are sagging. Why do you do that? Why does black people do that? But does that mean I'm racist? Just trying to figure out why y'all do that. That's all. Why is your pants sagging? Why am I looking at your boxers? Why do I have to hide the cameras from your boxers? Your pants are supposed to cover up your boxers. Am I racist? Maybe. Maybe when I get home, I'm going to talk about you and that's them pants sagging off your behind. And me and my wife, me and Melania and my children and grandchildren, we all going to have a big laugh. But, obviously, we got to keep that out of the White House, right? So does it matter if Trump is racist? You know what I mean? That's why, remember that girl said he said the N-word in a meeting? Even the Democrats with their everybody's a racist politics, they knew not to even spend time on that one. They knew, okay, she tried to claim all these people were on her side and it failed. Okay, she wrote a book about it. You know what I mean? She got about one or two other people. There's way more people in the room than that. Okay, she got them out of all the things that people have come at Donald Trump with. They knew not to waste time on that one, because they knew that one would get thrown out by the most racist black man you can ever imagine. He'd have thrown that out yeah, you're telling me this white man orange sat there in the office with about 10, 20 people in there and said the N-word, and y'all got this on camera? Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? It would have been over. It would have been over for him and for a lot of people if that had happened. Okay, they knew that didn't happen. Okay, and if him being racist would allow him to do that, then yeah, maybe he shouldn't be president. But we knew he was lying the minute that girl showed her face. The minute that girl quoted that and she tried to get everybody in on it, and they was trying to figure out what the heck she was talking about. We knew. We knew it ain't that easy. Because it's not that easy. You want Trump to come to you in subliminal messages. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think that Trump is using subliminal messages to get you to think one thing over here, but really he's racist. They want you to think that he's giving you these subliminal messages that means he's a fascist, that means he's a Hitler, that means he's, a pervert, that means he's, that he just wants to control the world and he wants to beat George Soros and all the violent people that like violence and the Indian Arab people that like violence and terrorism. He just wants to beat all of them out of their game. And he's using subliminal messages to get you to understand that without you understanding that. To get you to understand that without you really understanding that. Get out my face. Really. Please get out my face. That is dumb. It really is. It really is. If Trump was racist, So what? I don't care. Because then if you say he's racist, I have to think back. Was Hillary racist? Was is Biden racist? What did what did Barack Obama do for black people? I mean, he cared about more about the Middle East than he cared about black people. While terrorism was busy going on, he wanted us to be nice to the Arab people. But I don't get it. If Trump is racist, that means that a lot of people that been in the White House, especially white people, ain't nobody else of any other race in my time been in the office that was any other color except Barack Obama. And he treated black folks like he was racist towards black folks. He treated white folks like he really, really, really wanted them to be taken over by the Arab nations while he sat here and talked American politics and Middle Eastern politics at the same time, you know. To me, if Donald Trump's a racist, that means that every white president that was ever a Republican is racist. And even the ones that were Democrats are racist. Or are you really, really going to keep that, keep throwing that at me? Just stop. Okay, he's racist. It doesn't matter. Because it has nothing to do with the presidency. The people that sit at your table with you at work are racist, my brother. Your boss is racist. Your cable man is racist. Your telephone man, the guy that you pay your cell phone bill to, your cricket bill to, or your metro bill to, he's racist. Every cop in a police department is racist. The FBI is racist. Everybody's racist. So what? We don't survive because we just want to eat your skin. It's so delicious. We survive because within that racism now, there are racial guidelines that we all have to follow. But that doesn't mean that we're not racist. Don't worry about racism, worry about the guidelines. And from where I'm sitting, Trump never failed the guidelines. So just stop. Please, just talk to my hand. Just stop. Okay? Just stop. Why do you need a black president? What can a black president do for you? According to what you say, what can a black president do for the black community that a white president can't do better? According to you and the way you talk about white privilege and white power, white power, white power. Black folks say that more than white people do. White power. Okay? According to you, what can a black president do since he's covered in black skin? What can a black president do that a white president can't do better? Whether it be for the white community, the black community, the green community, the yellow community, the caramel color community, whatever community it is. What can a black president do for people of color that a white president can't do better, according to what you've been saying all the way up until this video? I think the white president, if it's about racism and if it's about keeping white people in control and people of color beneath white people, like y'all always say, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, a black president can do for black people or people of color whatever term you want to use, that a white president can't do better. I rest my case. Just stop. You didn't need a black president. When they said Barack Obama was running for president, I said, he black? That's interesting. That's interesting. And I noticed how a lot of people that didn't vote, don't know nothing about politics, Democrat or Republican, they got up there and they voted because the man, they wanted Barack to win, and he was already winning. His numbers were high. They were sure he was going to win. So they decided to get their voter registration on and vote for this man to make sure he won, when they knew that they're going to get him in office and he ain't going to be able to do squat but what these white folks tell him to do. And that's what he did. And I'm sure these lobbyists were pro-white behind the man. Okay? I'm sure they was pro-white. What did he do? Did he do anything for black folks? Yeah, he did something for black folks. When black folks got shot, okay, by white cops, he went to funerals in Chicago, because he grew up there, and funerals in other places in the world. He showed up. He showed up at some places in some of these so-called ghettos, to where people sitting in the ghetto and they're like, hold up, we got Secret Service coming into the ghetto? Oh, whoa, what's in that big car? Whoa, whoa, is that Barack Obama? Oh my God, didn't nobody tell me he was coming. Happy birthday to us. I gotta admit, that's pretty saucy. That's pretty smooth. You know, that's pretty anti-predictable for you to just roll up in the black community like that. Shut the black community down for your black behind. Go in there with 1,000, Secret Servicemen, and go to a funeral and stand there next to Jesse Jackson and a bunch of other black hypocrites, and think that, you're supposed to be seen as pro-black because you did that. I'm sorry, Barack. I'm still waiting on you to do one thing positive for the black community. You'll never get that chance again. You did a lot good for the same people you claim that the Republicans are doing good for. You did good for the rich. You did good for the rich Democrats that ain't got to worry about it. They wasn't worried about it when a Republican was in office. But you did good for them. But what have you done for the very people that didn't vote? And they started voting because of you. Because they thought you was going to do something for the so-called black community. What did you do that you didn't do for everybody? What did you do, Barack, that you didn't do for everybody? If you was a good president, you was a good president because of what you did for everybody, not because of what you did for the black community. Let's get that straight. Why is violence ever covered up? Okay? Like I said in the last video, the minute that Trump had his first rallies in various states over the globe, these people standing at Trump rallies waiting to get in were being attacked by violence. Are we going to just sweep that under the rug and act like it never happened? Why were these people being attacked by violence for a man that's not even president yet? And who in the White House is letting this man become president whether it be the White House or Congress or the Supreme Court or whatever it is, or the that's what I said, Supreme Court, whatever it may be. Who is letting this man in office after all the struggle for him trying to get in there and all the violence that follows him in there? Who is letting this man in there? If he's that bad a person, I was saying this to this girl at work yesterday, and I'm trying not to get loud with her, like, who is letting these people that are illegitimate, who is letting them into the White House if they're so bad? Who is letting them in there to begin with? I'm sorry, Donald Trump, but since you have left The Apprentice and decided to go for president and brought your apprentice politics to the door of campaigning for the White House, campaigning for president, I'm sorry, Mr. Trump, but we cannot allow you to be president, because we can see what you're going to do to politics, and it is intolerable, unprecedented. It is violent and racist, and we're sorry, but your desire to run for president of the United States at this time has been turned down, Mr. Trump. We are very sorry. How hard is it? But no. People, it's almost like the Bible being printed. People were being tortured and beaten. Some people were even knifed over Donald Trump during a rally before he even became president. People, these Republican voters, were bringing knives and guns to rallies with them because they knew that if they stand in that line, they were open target for attack. Did you forget that? Did you forget? What happened to that news? I noticed that, you can't even find it on YouTube anymore. This stuff gets taken down, and then they come up with new stuff, and it gets taken down. Then they come up with new stuff. But violence, whether it's Republican or Democrat, whether it's on the street, at the White House, in my house, your house, in my front yard, your front yard, it doesn't matter. Violence is violence, and it should never be tolerated by anybody. The Democrats don't get to practice violence and then cover it up by giving people names and titles. It's still violence. They don't deserve a name or a title. Okay, so Antifa goes out here and they do violence, and every time, somebody opens their mouth to protest about it, it was self-defense. No, it wasn't. Same thing with Black Lives Matter. If a cop tells you to move, go over there, he's allowed to do that. If a cop tells you the riot is over, get off the street, he has the right to do that. For you trying to blow up police cars and throwing firebombs at cops and ripping up stores and all that kind of stuff. And then the majority of y'all being black. Are you really going to ask me? Are you really going to address me about stuff that I say on my channel when the majority of y'all is black? Go look at the footage and ask me that question again. Violence covered up. Never in my life. I'm from 1980. Never in my life have I dealt with so much, seeing violence for so many different things on national TV and even in my own streets within the last 5 or 10 years, like I've seen. The minute somebody mentions violence, before you open up your stupid mouth to defend it, you need to say, okay, hold up, Mr. Ted Cruz. Let's shut this meeting down and let's go arrest some people. Let's go and investigate what really happened on that day and arrest the perpetrators. Who got arrested for January 6th? Did anybody get arrested? Oh, y'all say, oh, you mean to tell me that was all Donald Trump, but nobody got arrested? And then they won't give out, and they even said this on the news, they won't give out what these people were involved in. They got a couple people arrested. And they wouldn't admit, they wouldn't be honest about who they really are. They're interrogating some people, and these people will not come out and admit who they are. But you're okay if you want to say that they're Trump supporters because they had on a MAGA hat or something like that. Okay? And then you're talking about people putting people in cars at a riot. Well, they was putting some of these people that were trying to attack the White House, they drove them to the White House. It was a Christian pastor that was there, and he ran out of there when they started rioting and trying to break into the White House. He got the heck out of there. Okay? They don't tell you about all the rioters or protesters that left and called the police. They don't talk about that. But he got the heck out of there, but he stood there and watched the FBI, or what did he say? No, the U.S. Marshal, bring in Antifa members. But, they got this rigged. This was rigged. This thing is rigged. It's rigged. This thing was rigged the minute this man won. And I'm trying to figure out what kind of game is this, because how come we're not hearing about this guy that, or this group that supports the idea of a racist, womanizing, fascist Trump being in office? He supports it. He's letting it go on when he could have put his foot down, or they could have put their feet down, and said, no, this won't happen. Because it's all a game. It's all a game to make you think somebody cares when they don't care. It's all a game that if anybody really thinks. See, Donald Trump knew that if he goes for office, he can go for office by law and not by what people think about him. He was probably more surprised than you are that all these people supported him. And it's the support that people hate. It's not Trump. It's the support that they hate. It's the support they hate. But I'm going to ask you again. Did anybody get arrested for these riots? Did anybody get arrested for January 6th? Did anybody? Oh yeah, but they don't talk about that. And they don't, they should be taught, the news should be filled up every day with thousands of people that have been arrested for riots, for riots at a protest, or for violence at a protest, for January 6th, you know what I'm saying, for, these police shootings, all this violence and not that many arrests. And then they arrest people and let them go. Why is violence covered up? Why can't I wear a Trump hat in Pittsburgh? I rest my case. This girl want to come to me and get in my face about me being a Republican, about me being Trump. And no matter what I tell her about the way I see things and the way I study things and I do my research and all like that, she don't care. Okay? It's always my voice against the whole entire freaking world. I don't want to argue with y'all anymore because of right here. Right here, I don't want to argue with you anymore. If I can't wear a Trump hat in Pittsburgh and I live here, I'm not allowed to express that I'm a Republican in Pittsburgh. I don't want to talk about what you think about Donald Trump. Because I can't be what I want to be. I can't do what I want to do, just like I give you the right to do what you want to do and be what you want to be. Black people trying to convince me about hatred for a man that ain't even, oh, I want to cuss, ain't even in office. Did you forget that he's not the president right now? Why are we talking about him? Then the Indian guy, he was like, hey, you gonna wear a MAGA hat? I says, now you know, I know you ain't black, but brother, I know you ain't black. But you know good and well I wear a Trump hat, okay, in Pittsburgh, okay? First of all, they'll fire me for having such a hat inside the building. Second of all, first of all, and then second of all, okay, by the time I make it outside, they'll kill me or beat me up so bad that I'll be so busted up I'll have to quit my job. You can't wear a Trump hat in Pittsburgh. If white folks coming from the uppity up neighborhoods don't wear Trump hats in Pittsburgh, I'm not going to wear one regardless of where I live. Now, if I had a car and I lived in, you know, I mean, I could wear a Trump hat up here where I live. I could wear a Trump hat up here. You know, but as soon as I get to the beginning of the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, I better be in a car with the door, with the windows rolled up and everything locked. And every time I get out of that car to get gas, I better take that Trump hat off. This is how bad it is. And the man ain't even president. This is aimless, pointless hate coming from people that have the highest careers. Aimless, pointless hate coming from people who, you know, and again, I did that video not too long ago where I talked about how does one person, it might have been a video I had to take down, I'm not sure, but how does one person or one small group of people get to influence the entire nation to practice hate and violence to something that's not even true, that's not even real. And I remember, I do the math, and everything you took down, it don't matter. I'm doing the math. From the time they found out this man was going to run for president, up until this moment I'm sitting here, I do the math. You cannot convince me. While your cousins, black folks, are out there and you know they do it, you know they're out there beating the snot out of people for wearing a Trump hat and all like that. You want to tease me about it. Like it don't matter what violence is done, as long as you disagree with that person, it's okay to commit violence. Or if you don't want to commit violence, it's okay for your cousin to do it. Or it's okay for your coworker to do it. Or it's okay for these people that live in your neighborhood that you too scared to snitch on. It's okay for them to do it. While you tease me about, oh, I'll take you up to the Hill District. Let's see you wear that Trump hat in the Hill District. Ha 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 ha. You cannot convince me otherwise. Because all I got to do is look at the level of violence here. All I got to do is look at the level of hate. Hatred for somebody you ain't never met. You ain't never been to a Trump rally. You ain't never been in the White House. You don't even watch this man on TV. You watch news that gets you all upset. You never listen to this man talk at a rally. This girl, Caitlyn, showed that video of where they begged this man to go to a Trump rally. And I don't know if this was before. I think this was recent. They begged him to go to a Trump rally, and he got all the way there, and he was scared to go in. And they told him, don't be afraid to go in. Be afraid of people that don't want to let you go in. But these white folks was grabbing his arm, and they was like, hey, we'll take you in here. Come on with us. You can go in there with us. Ain't nobody going to bother you. And then another white people say, oh, well, if they ain't got your back, I got your back. Come on in there and go with us. Ain't nobody going to bother you. He finally went in. After giving Caitlyn the hardest time ever, he finally went in. And he had no words when he came out. Okay? Let me know what her last name is because my man didn't post it. Caitlyn, whatever. And like I said, why couldn't they stop Trump from being president? Because it's all a game. And you are just a pawn in the game. If Trump was really, he was bad before he ever got in office. He was Orange Man bad before he ever got in office. He was a racist, a fascist, a womanizer, evil to women. He made jokes about, the whole McCain thing. That happened before he got in office. But yet y'all let him in there. Why? If he's so bad, why you let him in there? You had plenty of time to keep him from debating. You had plenty of time to stop him. He didn't even need to show up. He didn't even need to show up at the debate. You had plenty of time. No, Mr. Trump, you can't come into office because we're looking at your record, sir. I mean, I get turned down from how many jobs in my future? In my past. I got turned down from jobs. I got turned down from loans. I even got turned down from, the urban loan, the Semitic loan. They got these loans for people of color. I even got turned down for a loan through this pro bono program that gives out loans for people of color. I got turned down from that. And you telling me that you couldn't keep Donald Trump from getting in office since he was such a bad man before he even got in office? And everybody knew it. You need to ask yourself, can you trust any of these presidents when everybody fits the qualification? Why do you trust Biden? The man can't even stand up straight. He can't get on his bike without falling off of it. The man can't even read the teleprompter. But you allowed Trump to get in there without no stopping, just news, just people talking. And so now, Biden, Barack should be looking in the mirror and saying, I must have been a fool when they allowed me to get in the White House because they went from Trump to Biden. And they're going to go from Biden back to Trump? Or somebody that thinks just like Trump? Like, what's going on? I must have. I should feel stupid for ever being president because it just put anybody in the White House. If that's the case. But the man's not in office right now. I still can't wear a Trump hat. When the man ain't been in office for 10, 20 years, I still can't wear a Trump hat. The longer and further we get away from, it might be an old greasy Trump hat that I'm just using to fix tires with. So I can get oil all over it. They see Trump on that hat, they see Make America Great Again on that hat, they're gonna lynch me. Why? Because it's not about Trump. It's about you versus me. That's what it's about. It's about the idiots versus the better people of this society that are holding everything back. That's what it's about. It's not really about Trump. That's why he was able to get in office. But the fight is against you and me. That we don't use our brains. That's what it's about. So all these people complaining and fussing. What is your favorite country? Tell me about it. Brazil? A lot of black people in Brazil. Why don't you move there? England? A lot of black folks in England. Black folks taking over the world. We supposed to be like the smallest number of the population, they keep saying. I don't see how. We're all over the world. We done went into countries that were 100% pro-white. And white folks is over there complaining because we're everywhere. There's too many of us. And then, black women having babies all the time while they stand up for abortion rights. But they love having all these babies because it controls the black man because the black man can't get ahead because he's always paying child support for a dozen women. A dozen babies. So how can we be the smallest number of the population? Let me in on a secret. Black women have more babies than anybody in this country every single day all over the globe. How are we the smallest number in America? I'm confused. Somebody ain't got the math right. Why can't you move to the country of your choice? What is it that you want to sit here in America with all these racist cops and all these racist white folks and all these racist Trump supporters, whether they be black or white? People just get on your nerves. Why are you still here? You can move to Africa. You can move to Brazil. You can move to Japan. A lot of black people live in Japan. They ain't in Japan acting black, but there's a lot of black people living in Japan. They ain't in Japan playing gangster rap, but there's a lot of black people in Japan. They ain't in Japan marching and talking about Black Lives Matter, okay, and hating on cops, but there's a lot of black people in Japan. Same thing with Korea. I don't know if it's north or south, but there's in Korea, one of them two, a lot of black folks. Okay? They ain't even getting turned down coochie in these countries. So what are you still here for? If you hate this country so much, whether you be white or black, I'm not just talking black folks, I'm talking about all you haters. Why are you still here? I love this country. I love it even better when we get it back to normal. But all you haters that complain, you think that there ain't nothing to do in a day's time but riot and protest. If you ain't rioting out on the street, you'll hear on YouTube, rioting my channel. All you haters. If you hate this country so bad, why don't you go to your favorite country? A lot of people have left here and moved to Canada. There's people I be talking to on the phone. They calling me from Canada. I didn't know they lived in Canada. I thought they lived down the street. It's not that hard. Dude was just here a few days ago. Now he's living in Canada. I didn't know he was in the Canada. Not that hard. But take it from the Christian population in Canada. You don't have the freedom there that you have here. And I gotta admit, some freedoms you don't need. I'll do another video for that one. Last one. Why can't my black friends tease me about being mugged over Trump? Now, why would a black man tease me, but he's being honest about me being mugged for being a Trump supporter? And if I get mugged, I'm not talking about your everyday pants sagging youngster that didn't graduate from high school, okay? That's a thug, okay? That's just waiting to get shot by a cop so he can get his people to march and protest and riot. I'm talking about black businessmen. I'm talking about black security officers, maybe even police officers. You know, people in the uppity up. I'm talking about black Democrats that live a pretty decent life. They will tell me that they dare me to wear that Trump hat and watch. You know what I told this brother the other day? Everybody walked out of the room. And being there was nobody in the room but me and him. You know what I told him? I says, yeah, that's the problem with your people. And he looked at me and we got a big argument, you know what I mean? And when people came in the room, they were like, whoa, they're really getting into it. Yeah, that's because I'm tired of hearing crowd like that. That don't bother you that you know that your people, the black people of this country, will harm me? And you're going to tell me you wouldn't have my back if they did that just because I support the president, the former president, Republican president? You're going to tell me that you wouldn't have my back, and you're going to tell me, ha ha ha, they'll do this to you and do that to you if you are a Trump supporter and we don't have your back. And I said to him, that's what's wrong with your people. The first thing you need to be thinking about, my brother, my sister, my queens, my people of color, you strong black women, you strong alpha black men. First thing you need to be thinking about when you think about some crap like that is get off of Trump for a minute and get on your people. And think, hey, I wish you would bring some Trump hate like that around me, especially if a black man wants to be a Trump supporter. We're diverse. We're allowed to do that. Or what? So the white people going to set us free from slavery and black people going to put us back in slavery? Like Chris Rock said, white folks ain't the only people that are racist against black folks. Black folks hate black folks even more. Okay? And there's a lot of truth to that. I don't hate black people, but I can't wait to move to the racist white suburbs and get away from them. I'm going to say that again. I don't hate black folks. But I said this to somebody's face just the other day. I don't hate y'all. I just can't wait to move to the predominantly white suburbs and get away from y'all. Because I'm tired of stuff like this. Oh, you know, if you a Trump supporter, you know they're going to lynch you and we ain't got your back. you know, you can't. Why can't I? I'm an American. Why can't I not? Are there two parties or there just one? If the Republican Party is the party of racists, shouldn't be no black people in that party. If the Democratic Party is the party of the victims and of the black people, there should only be people of color in that party. All the white people, especially the white people that got money, they got businesses and good jobs, they can all move to the Republican Party. I don't understand what's going on here. I thought I was free to be a Republican. My pastor explained to me the difference in the party. He didn't tell me the backlash that I would receive. But you know what? Even though he has explained to me the backlash that I would receive, it even makes me more a Republican than I was before. After what they did to Donald Trump from the time his name got mentioned in politics up until this moment I'm sitting here, what they've been doing to this poor man, I'm glad I'm a Republican. Donald Trump might be the last Republican to exist. I don't know. After everything we've been through. But remember one thing. They're not so much after him as they're after you, as they're after us. Remember that. This is all a game to control you, because you sucking up this idiocy, sucking up these lies, and trying to talk mature to me when you're talking lies. Don't come to me with lies and try to convince me, lady. Don't do that. Look back, look at the track record. Look at who's committing violence. Look at these news people on these different shows, and look at all the different crazy beliefs that they have. Besides Donald Trump, look at what they support, what they fight for. The man's not even in office. Wake up. Why are they still trying to hunt the man down when he ain't hiding nowhere? The man's not even in office, but they're still trying to punish him. Get to him. Why? Ask yourself. How stupid are you? Wake up. God bless you. I am D. Roy Cruz, your Life Applications Officer. I'm tired of talking about this.